Have you ever had a wet dream?
Of course.
What do you mean, of course?
And then I wake up like, oh my God, I made a mess.
I feel that little fart coming on. I'm like, you know what? It's not just going to come out naturally. I just need to push a little bit. And so I push a little bit and I shart into my bed.
Hi guys, I got your next movie for you, Hedwig.
Reminds me of David Duchovny in Twin Peaks.
Full motion graphic intro.
Mixing of gender norms.
Music was cool.
Nazis again.
Playing in restaurants, kind of sad.
Dick character with eyes.
Gummy bears were huge.
Botched dick removal. You're gonna get weird. You're gonna get weird. You're feeling weird feelings in your body. You're feeling big. You're feeling small. You shit your pants in the stall.
5, 4.
We're starting from 5. It's so high. Just
Trust me.
go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, it is. It's really long.
Oh my God.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the last one and the ones before that.
There are so many.
There's so many. You're all hooked. You're all like, yes, I want more. You're addicts of weird feelings.
Speaking of, Weird Feelings has finally become self-aware. We're out in the world.
Oh, we are, yes.
We are live. So for those of you who have been maybe listening for a couple episodes, we've banked a bunch. And so today, the day of this recording, we finally released our first episode. And I think it's going pretty well.
Feels good. I
Yeah.
think it just hearing ourselves on speakers in my car.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're like good.
Yeah, pretty
good. I'm self-critical and I'm aware of like what I say or how I say it. And I think we did a good job.
Yeah, it's weird to say, like, I hate hearing the sound of my voice, but I really enjoyed watching our own podcasts.
Our egos have grown.
We're really self-indulgent.
We should bump mics because I'm proud.
Hey.
Yay.
Yay. It's cool. Like, we've been working on this for a couple weeks now, and it feels good to finally, like, set it out there. And
we're just doing this for ourselves. It's for fun.
Of course.
We're enjoying it, and then we just wanted to share it and create conversations, talk to people, for us to kind of grow through these conversations, these discussions, getting ourselves into these weird feelings. And that's why it's called Weird Feelings. Like sometimes you feel weird about a thing, feel weird about another thing. Maybe you watching feel weird about us, but that's all good. It's about growing and not just like stop or limiting yourself in growth. Health and wellness and self-healing podcast.
These are all the categories of this podcast.
Yes.
We're also an art pod.
And a comedy and a
movie pod.
Improv and a movie pod.
Comedy pod.
Leisure
pod because we lie down.
Health and fitness. Because so as these evolves, I'm going to get more and more jacked. And Tim's legs are going to get more and more jacked.
Oh.
So by episode 100, he's going to have like Tour de France biking legs.
Oh, yeah, baby. Now, speaking of, got a lot of comments about my legs. Actually, I got like one.
Well, I got a lot of comments. It's
a thing now. Now it's a thing. Now my short shorts and my legs are a thing. I heard, some people saying, we got nice, relaxing voices. Got soothing, calming, ASMR-like voices. They like hearing us on the podcast.
You know what I noticed, though? It's like my laugh. It's like, I noticed that I do like almost like a Jada kiss, like, and I'm like, and I listen. I was like, what? Why do I laugh like that?
It's just your laugh, man. You got a good laugh. You're a joyful guy.
Well, it's Pennywise.
I have a very like burst. If I really truly laugh, it's like a burst, and it's really loud.
Yes. Okay. It's good to know. I guess we're just proud and we're happy to have at least done something. And I think it's the most consistent thing that I've done in a while.
Same, hands down. I like starting things. I'm bad at finishing things. So this is a really good step forward.
I think it's good that we're motivating ourselves,
Yeah.
Don't do stuff by yourself. get some friends and convince them to do them, but do them because you want to do them. See, we're like a motivational podcast too.
This is a mental health podcast. This is
Stop being a bitch and give me 30 push-ups.
as in mental health.
Oh, mental wealth is mental health.
Facts.
Fact.
If you're one of the people who watched from episode 1 to episode now, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot for listening.
And also, you know, what I want to know is, are you guys listening on Spotify? Are you listening on Apple Podcasts? Or are you watching on YouTube? Because to me, this is a visual podcast. Right?
Yeah, we're a multi 360 degree full marketing podcast.
Full media.
Full media. It's like
podcast.
it's also like a art installation. Like if you would put us in an art museum.
Yeah.
Where we'd
That's
be
a
there
thing.
and performing. It's a performance art. It's everything.
No, I'm seriously curious. Like,
Yeah.
if you're watching on YouTube, I guess you'll comment and we'll know. If you're listening, I don't know, somehow hit us up on Instagram. Let us know. I'm genuinely curious whether people watch or listen to podcasts because I watch a lot of my podcasts.
I watch a lot too. And then I think we've spoken with some friends where they're like, you're not watching a podcast, you're watching a show.
Yeah, they're like, is that even a podcast? And
But then we're like, to me, that was like, I was like, you're weird. I was like, what are you talking about? It felt like you that they said that, you know?
yeah, to me, it's just the obvious extension of a podcast. If you can record yourself, why wouldn't you film yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I never know what to do with my arms.
Just calm down.
No,
relax.
but it's always like, because you know, when you're sitting down, you could be like, yo. So I'm now just like,
you want to gesticulate more?
I'll do more of that.
Gesticulating.
I'll just do that the whole time.
Just gesticulate.
Just testicle.
I think of testicles too when I say that word. I'm glad we synced up on that one.
Hey, two guys
Syncing up.
syncing up with our balls.
Gesticulating. So let's get into the show. Today, we have a movie review later on.
Yes. We'll get to that.
We'll talk about that later, but let's just say what movie we're talking about.
Yes, the movie's called Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Great title.
Oh, no, Hedwig
Hedwig.
and the Angry
Not Hedwig from Harry Potter, but Hedwig.
Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Really good movie.
And the Angry Inch.
I said
about it.
winch?
No, you said it right.
Oh, I thought
I'm just emphasizing the
Inch.
importance.
Every inch.
Every inch
You know, like that
matters.
speech from Friday Night Lights. Oh, no. Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
Such a good speech. Anyways.
Great speech,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's the movie.
I feel like we covered our vibe check. We're happy that the pod is out.
Yes, we're vibing.
So I feel like you wanted to talk about something.
Oh, yes. So, was it last week or over this weekend?
Many weekends ago,
So I was sleeping,
Johnny was sleeping at home,
I was sleeping, half asleep,
half asleep.
and I got a freaking night terror. And I think it happened to me before, but not to an extent where this one felt so real. It felt like somebody was holding both of my ankles, like full grasp, and I couldn't move. And I was trying to scream, but my scream came out like this. It sounded like I was deaf.
Okay.
But in my head, I was screaming like this. Ah!
Yeah.
But then when I fully got consciousness and woke up, I just heard myself and I was like, whoa, who's holding my legs? It was weird because it felt like incredibly real.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I don't think I've ever had a night terror. So
Really?
can you?
I've had a few now.
Like
Well,
the-
no, not well. I think I had like 3 that I can remember.
But can you describe? Like, let's like.
So I'm like this.
Hold
in,
on.
in bed. Oh yeah, I'll let you continue. Sorry.
Let me.
I have too much energy.
You gotta listen when you're in a podcast. It's a
I don't listen.
conversation.
I think that's a problem too. I don't listen a lot.
Okay, listen to me in this podcast, and we'll interact properly.
All right, just cut this out. Just cut me out.
Okay, so I've never had a night terror. I don't really know even what it really is. Like I've heard of it. I've heard of friends who have had them, but can you describe what a night terror is?
I think it's like when you're conscious and you just feel like you can't move.
Right. So you wake up, so you're not asleep.
You're kind of or you're not, or
you're half
or
asleep?
half asleep. Maybe it was a nightmare, but I'm pretty sure it was a night terror to me because I was like half asleep
Yeah.
and trying to scream because waking up and going, I don't know. It really felt like something was. I couldn't move my legs
That's so creepy.
because I had another one where I think this is more like a nightmare though. But like in the nightmare, my arm was getting like not ripped, but it's like something was taking over like venom. You know, like venom.
Yep.
It was that, but then, and then I lift my arm, but then I woke up and my arm was up. Like I woke up like this.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like more like a nightmare. But the night terror is like a thing where you're like
Kind of
you're
frozen.
looking around, right? And you can't
Yeah.
you can see, but like you can't, you're like paralyzed from the neck down kind of thing.
Exactly. And then I just snapped out of it and I was like, oh my God.
And you felt a weight on your feet.
Not a weight. Like somebody like
You could really feel like
I
the
felt two
texture of
hands.
hands.
just holding, you know, if somebody's holding your legs,
Yeah.
like on your ankles, that's what I felt.
Now, were they like just holding,
They were
grasping,
grasping, like grasping.
pulling back, pulling down?
No, they were just grasping it.
Okay.
And that's it. And then I woke up like a deaf person.
That is freaking. I just got shivers. I have a friend who had told me he had night terrors.
Damn.
And his thing would he'd wake up and he wouldn't be able to move.
Yeah.
And there would be someone in the corner of the room staring at him.
What?
Like a girl or a demon or something, right? And he would try to yell at them, but he couldn't talk. And then maybe they would talk to
Wait,
him.
he saw?
Yeah.
That's like, I saw a ghost.
Yeah.
He's possessed.
So, and this friend, he's a little like he's had like a lot of experiences and he feels like, he kind of believes in the supernatural. So like,
I don't want to talk about that. It's so scary because I watch too many horror movies.
I know. And I think, I hate to break it to you, but I think you're possessed.
It's just weird. It's just terrifying. But it's like it's as bad as like, let's say you have somebody in your family that sleepwalks, and imagine you're sleeping and then that person is right beside you on your bed. I'd be terrified.
Yeah, that's scary.
I'd probably kick that person.
But the feeling of like not being able to move, that's freaky.
Yes, I couldn't imagine being paralyzed for real.
Did that thought run through your head like, oh my God, I'm actually paralyzed? Or
No, I was just more like, who's holding on my legs?
So were you scared?
Yeah, I was screaming.
Okay, but you couldn't. Yeah.
I was like this.
And you're like, who's holding my legs?
Who's holding my legs?
Okay, and then so what happened?
I just woke up and I was like, oh my God. Or maybe I was like having a bad nightmare. When I think of it. It felt too real though.
Right.
Like I really felt, I don't know, have you had dreams that were so real that you were like, fuck, is this like, but this one just felt real because I felt the grasp in the legs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've had dreams that have felt, you think it's real, right? And you feel things and you experience things.
it's true. It's like,
But then you wake up and you're like, well, that was a dream.
you're like, damn
Because it was in like a different weird place.
Yeah, you're like, damn it, I was rich.
Oh, damn, there was a lot of things that happened in these dreams that I
My
wish
God.
were real.
Yeah, dreams are funny. I feel like dreams are just like a fragment of some reality because sometimes I dream about stuff and I think of like, why am I reenacting something that I've probably seen in a dream? Or like the deja vu kind of like feeling. Like I get a lot of that. I don't know if you get that.
In my dreams, do I have deja vu? I mean, I've had dreams that repeat themselves. I've had dreams that are familiar.
Yeah, the repeater ones are kind of weird. It's like, what is... Like, I thought about this the other day, and it's kind of dark, but I'll say it again. I was like, okay, so I thought about death. And I was like, when you die, like, you don't know what happens, and you kind of have, like... You're kind of curious to know, like, what... Like...
Well, when you're dead, you're dead. There's nothing. As far as I know.
As far as you know, but it just the fact that you don't, like maybe you could reincarnate. It's like, what are you going to reincarnate into? Or where does that, like what just, it's like, you just die, but it's like everything shuts down. You don't, it's just, I feel that's just anxiety. It's just my fear of the unknown, but it's just like thinking about it.
Okay.
And dreams are kind of like you're sleeping, but it's all this, you know how I treat like the brain like a computer. Yes. So it's all these fragments and this data of like things that you've absorbed through life, and that kind of is a weird shift or reconstruction within your head while you're resting.
Yeah, I mean it's like they say, it's your subconscious like working all the problems out, right?
Yes.
It's like you have all these, all day you have like your conscious thoughts, and then you have your subconscious thoughts that are just like running nonstop, right?
Yeah.
Underneath everything, they're going, they're running. So much happens to you during the day, even if you don't do anything all day, right? There's just stuff happening and thoughts going.
Yeah.
When you're resting, it's why you need to rest, right? Your brain is recovering, it's processing everything that's happened, and it's like, okay, like, you got into a fight, let's say, there's like energy and emotion, and there's feelings and thoughts, and like it's like clicking through all the little the neural pathways are like, linking and checking and like cleaning up the garbage, and like I think that's what dreams are. I think they're a result of like all the shit and the activity that's going on in your subconscious, in your brain.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it's all connected, right? It's creating this visual stimuli because it's like you're in a world, right?
Yeah.
Often, sometimes you can't see, sometimes you can. But like, yeah, I think it's just your brain working out all the problems.
It's crazy how sometimes you just remember it so vividly, like it happened. And sometimes it's just like a blur, and you're like, this was a good dream, but I can't remember it.
Yeah.
And then the ones that you kind of remember, like, oh, this was like, for example, like sometimes I feel like your body's telling you to like stop overworking, and then you dream about work and you wake up and you go to work. Like I had those
are the
and you're
worst.
just like, it just puts you in a terrible mood because it feels like you're doing like a 24-hour shift.
Oh God, yeah. Terrible.
But it's weird how it works though. Like it's like I don't know. I find like when you watch it in movies and how they depict dream scenes, it's really accurate because it's like you could be in like, let's say your living room, and then you're doing something, and then it just changes into this other space, or you're just in another world.
Instantaneously, right?
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
it's like
you're
weird.
You're looking that way, and then you look over there, and suddenly you're in a different place. Sometimes I feel like the vision, like you can see, but you can't fully see, right?
Yeah.
It's like almost as though there's like a blur around everything. Sometimes it's super clear. Sometimes it's, I don't know.
Sometimes it's so vivid. It's just like, oh my God.
Sometimes you like, oh, I finally get to pee. And then
Or sometimes, in the dream, it's like something's happening with your bladder. And then when you wake up, like, oh, I really need to pee, right? If you had that, it's just like,
yeah.
it feels like it's some in the dream. It's like, oh shit, there's water everywhere, and then there's that feeling, and then you wake up like, oh my God, I just really needed to pee, and my dream was in the ocean, in the Titanic, and it was sinking. It's just an example, like or you just pee yourself,
or you pee yourself. I wonder. I'm trying to think if I've ever like. How you have those dreams. Have you ever had a dream where, I'm sure you have, where you obviously your body, you really need to pee, and in your dream you get up and it's like it's normal. It's not like a weird dream. It's just a normal dream. You go to the bathroom and you start peeing. Have you ever had that dream?
like you wake up and you pee? Right?
No. In your dream, you're dreaming that you shit, I need to pee, and you stand up and you go to the bathroom in your dream.
Yeah.
And you pull down your pants and you start to pee.
In the dream.
In the dream.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I'm going to the bathroom in the dream.
But then when
then in real life, you either wake up instantly, you're like, oh shit, I wasn't peeing, or you pissed your pants.
Yeah, I pissed my pants.
Okay.
That has happened.
That's what I'm trying to get
I'm
to.
peeing in the dream, like, and then one time I was like, oh my God, I just peed my, and I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I remember
It was like last week.
No, I haven't peed my pants in a while. I don't remember when the last time I peed my pants.
I don't remember the last time, but I know
it was in a dream.
I know the worst time.
Whoa, the way you said it is like, it feels like it's going to be a great story.
It's not a great story, but I was a kid. I was probably 8 or 9.
Okay.
Super shy kid. We were at Blockbuster with my mom.
Okay.
We're picking out a movie. And like, I have to, for those of you who remember Blockbuster,
all you Gen Z don't know. They're all
y'all
streaming.
don't know what you're missing out on.
Blockbuster. So just to explain, is like you had to go in person to go rent or pick up movies that you would pay, and then you would bring back home. You would watch it with your friends and family or by yourself.
It's funny that we're explaining this because I don't think there are any Gen Zers.
Hey, you never know. There might be kids like, oh my God. I wonder how I would be if I was a Gen. What generation are we? Generation what? X? Y? Y?
We're millennials or some
Millennials,
shit.
so
I don't
why?
know. Boomers?
We're not boomers.
We're millennials.
But you never know. Well, boomers are gonna be like, well, back in my day, we had to open up a
we had
massive
to
box.
crank
this
the
little
film camera.
Okay, back to your peeing dream.
All right, so we're in Blockbuster. I need to pee like crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm a really shy kid, and I tell my mom, like, Mom, I really need to pee. Can you ask where the
Wait,
bathroom is?
Did you say like, or you say like, Mom, I gotta pee.
Mommy, I really need to pee. And she's like, go ask the guy. And I'm like,
At Blockbuster, there's bathrooms?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't remember that.
And I'm like, there must be a staff bathroom or
it's true,
something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I'm like, for some reason, she was like not listening and like, just go ask. And like, usually she would like be really helpful. But in that situation, she like didn't want to hear it. She's like, go ask her, like figure it. She didn't know how badly I had to pee,
Yeah.
right? Or she's like, wait till we get home, something like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just don't, I'm too shy to go ask the guy. And I'm like about to burst. And I'm just standing in the middle of this Blockbuster.
Sick.
I just let it all out.
That's cool. Did you
just-
cry?
Piss my pants and just start crying.
How old were you? Like 16?
Yeah, it was like last weekend.
I peed myself.
I felt so bad.
Well,
and
you're
then
embarrassed,
of course, the most embarrassed.
Dude, I shot my pants in maternelle, I think. No, what's before maternelle?
What's kindergarten? Is that what you mean?
Like there's like kindergarten.
You're a
there's, like,
baby. How's that even? That's not even
No,
embarrassing.
I was in. I remember I was in class, or I think I went to the wrong class. It was weird. It's like I think something messed up with my scheduling for that day, and I just was shy. I didn't want to ask, and some kid goes like, "It smells like shit," and then I was like, I think I just stood there, and then I asked to go to the bathroom later on.
So shit just dropped out of you. Did you?
No,
you
I
didn't
had
have
like
a diaper.
I had like trunks, man.
Wait, it fell on the floor.
No, but it was just in my. I felt it in my underwear. It felt like I had like logs. It was logs.
That's hilarious.
It was not like diarrhea, but I don't know why we're talking about shit. We're going from piss.
Hold on. If you're going to tell your shit story, I'm going to tell mine.
Well, this is growing up. Like you just can't control your
Okay, but
your bladder.
I shat my pants like
last week.
3 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
All right. It wasn't as bad as that, but I was at work.
That's like right before you started to work.
Yeah.
That's
This is very recent.
That's so cool.
A full-grown adult.
Oh, fuck. Okay, go.
All right. So I'm at work, an old job, and I'm having lunch with a friend, and I'm like, oh, stomach feels a little upset, but I'm probably fine. I need to pee.
Yeah.
And I tell my friend, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go pee. I go to the bathroom. There's a stall. There's like a urinal. So I'm standing at the urinal, right? I'm just peeing, and I'm like, kind of feel like a fart coming on.
But
right?
wait, you're in the bathroom already.
I'm already in the bathroom. And when you're peeing at a urinal, you don't pull your pants down unless if you're a psychopath. You just zipper down and you whip it out and you kind of just pee, right?
I just have the image of somebody going beside you, just pulling full on their pants down and peeing.
Okay, so context. That would be. I've seen that. It's crazy.
Okay.
I'm in a very small bathroom. There's 2 little urinals and 1 stall. It's like, and no one really goes there. And no one's in the bathroom. It's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm peeing in the urinal. My pants are still up, right? Because
You
boxers
zip.
are.
No.
I just zipped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peeing, and I feel that little fart coming on. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fart, and I felt like, it's not just gonna come out naturally. I just need to push a little bit, and so I pushed a little bit, and I shart into my pants.
Were you at a restaurant?
No, I was at work.
Oh shit!
Middle of the day at lunch. My friend is waiting for me.
Yeah.
In the cafeteria because we had a cafeteria at work.
Yeah.
So I shart in my pants instantly, and I'm like, huh?
I can see the panic. And you're like, oh my! It just a
And
sweat.
I instantly, and thank God there was no one else in that room. Instantly, I finished my pee, right, and I run right around into the stall, right, and I close the door, and I sit down on the toilet because I'm like, oh my God, do I need to shit or something? And I'm staring down. When you pull your pants down, you're staring down at your underwear between your legs.
Picture it.
And all I see is a brown little mark.
Like a pebble.
No. It's like a wet shart. So it's sprayed and hit my underwear and it's stuck on it. And I'm like, Fuck my life.
Just picture it. Wow.
So all that I did was,
Imagine that was high school.
oh, that
It
would
felt
be
like high school.
worse. Thank God I was a fucking
Oh man, I'm crying.
30-year-old.
Wow.
So what I did is I take my underwear out from my pants. Thank God, it didn't really go through. It didn't seep through. I clean myself up, make sure there's nothing was really there because it was really just a one hit. I take my underwear, I pull my pants up. I'm going commando at this point, and I throw my underwear out in the trash. I go back and sit down, wash my hands, all that stuff. Sit down with my friend. He's like, "Oh, you're in there for a while. You're all right." And I'm like, "Yeah, I just shat my pants." He's like, "What?" And I went commando for the rest of the day at work. That kind of felt weird, and that was it.
That's a good story.
Thank you.
That's fucking hilarious. I can just picture you like the anxiety and stress of like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened?
Oh,
And just like, it's like that scene in American Pie when he like tries to shit. You know that shit break, the character in American Pie?
which character?
The guy that has sex with Stifler's mom.
Oh yeah.
And then he doesn't like to shit in public.
Yeah.
I just felt like that was you. I could just picture it, just you like, oh my God, what do I need to do now? It's like MacGyver.
Oh, you're like your adrenaline kicks in. You're in survival mode. You're like, what the fuck do I need to do right now to not be made like fun of, or like if someone had walked in at the wrong oh my God.
Yeah, shit happens.
Shit happens.
But I've seen grown men like shit their pants when I work at the casino. So I was a janitor.
Okay.
During my college years at the casino in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of old people that gambles, but there's a lot of old people that wears diapers and gambles. So picture this. I started my shift, let's say at midnight. I would do the night shift.
Mm-hmm.
I would start at midnight and I would finish at 8 or 9, depending on if I stay an extra hour or not. Okay. But people would stay at the same machine that would go in through my employee door. I would come out, they would be at the same machine for the whole shift.
Wow.
So old people.
That's kind of like depressing as fuck.
It's super depressing. I've seen like gnarly stuff there.
Right.
But they wear diapers and they shit themselves.
On purpose?
No, they don't shit themselves, but they play, but they don't want to move because there's like they're superstitious or they're like, this is my machine and I'm gonna win.
So they're so focused and so like almost what's the word?
They're locked in.
They're so locked in that they're like, I'm gonna shit my pants just so I can stay here and keep
But they're wearing
winning.
diapers though.
They're like, it doesn't matter. I got Depends.
Yeah. No, but I once walked into the bathroom where there was a elderly man in his underwear because he shot himself. And he didn't know what to do with his underwear.
So he's standing in his underwear or he's like holding his underwear?
No, he's standing in the underwear. I think he just cleaned himself, but it was in his underwear, like with shoes and just holding pants. I didn't see the shit though. I didn't know where the shit went.
So did you help him, or you
help
just
him.
kind of like slowly backed out of the room?
I ain't getting paid enough to clean an old man. I just washed my toilets and I left. I just felt useless. What am I gonna do? Wash his underwear?
I don't know.
But
be like, hey, dude, you need a spare one, spare change or something?
Go home.
Go home. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, if you're shitting your pants, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
It's time to go home. Do you think he put his pants back on and just went back and sat back down and just kept playing?
I didn't want to know. I just left.
I want to know.
But yeah, talking about pants shitting, that's what I had to deal with at that job.
It's probably enough shit stories.
That's enough fecal
for
matter
one
for
podcast.
A lot of fecal matter.
But we were talking about dreams. I kind of want to go back to that a bit. Because I think dreams are really interesting. Yeah.
Nightmares, dreams.
Whatever.
Dream catchers.
Have you? So I've had recurring dreams.
Me too.
Like I said.
I've had them.
I've had a recurring nightmare.
What's your recurring nightmare?
Okay.
That's
okay.
Best. Is it a clown?
It's the weirdest dream. And I had it as a kid. I haven't had it in a long time, but I know I've had it more than once.
Scary, spooky. Should we dim the lights?
Dim the lights. Let's get in the mood.
Okay.
Get under the blankets, kids. Oh, no.
Whoa.
We're kids. We're the kids. In the blankets.
So wrong.
Anyway. Okay, so And it's like such a short chunk of a dream, right? It's not even a full dream. It's like a little thing. But
Yeah.
okay, picture a big house. It's, like a house that has a stairway that kind of winds upwards.
Like an old Victorian type.
But like such a big one that like it's big enough that it goes up like 3,
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
like a center thing where that goes up.
Yeah, like in
Anyway,
horror movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that whole thing is like caved in
Okay.
and it's destroyed.
Okay. Batman's cave.
And I'm in this again, this is such a vague, like it's a snapshot of a dream, but it's there. I'm in this house and I'm aware that there's this monster.
That sounds like a good horror movie.
But and I don't know how to describe the monster other than like it was gray and like tentacle kind of things. And the most specific thing that I remember is it had, what do you call it? On a little bike, like a little kid's bike, at like a tricycle or something, and out of the handles you have like the streamers.
Yeah, the little like pom poms kind of.
Yeah, and they're like shiny, like pom poms. Yeah. So the creature is like has silver shiny thing is like made out of that, or is covered in that.
It's a cheerleader.
Which it doesn't sound scary, but it was just like for some reason that's what it was.
Okay.
And I remember, I'm like, all I know is that it's looking for me. And so I run into this other room. It must be a bedroom.
Okay.
And I don't recognize, it's not like it's my house or anything. It's just I'm in this random place.
Yeah, you're in a dream.
No, but sometimes you dream and you're at home or whatever.
Yeah.
This was a random place. And so I run into the room and I'm like, if it finds me, I'm dead. It's game over, right?
Yeah.
And I hide and I'm like, where do I hide? And I think I hide behind the door.
Okay.
No. Okay, sorry. I'm in the room. I think the door bursts down
Okay.
and I somehow end up underneath the door.
Okay.
So imagine someone breaks into
Yeah,
a room,
and
the
then
door
you just-
falls, and I'm like somehow I'm underneath the door,
You're
and I'm like
hidden now.
I'm lying down and
Yeah.
I'm hidden, and I'm like he won't find me, and so I can, when you can like suddenly you have like you're viewing it from third person,
Yeah.
and I'm
Oh,
viewing.
you saw that.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
wow.
I first I feel like I'm underneath the door, then I view it from third person where
So
I
you're-
like
It's a movie.
it's a movie.
Yeah. You're having movie.
And I see him looking around the room, and I'm like, and then you're going back into yourself, and you're like, I don't think you can see me, and then that's it, and that's
and
it,
you woke up.
that's it, yeah.
And it comes back all the time the same way.
No, I had that dream maybe like 2 or 3 times in my life.
It's weird.
I have no idea what it means. I don't know. The most specific thing, like I said, is like that pom pom shiny
I think
silver
it's
thing.
telling you to become a cheerleader.
Is that
Quit
might be it.
everything and start cheerleading.
I've been running away from my true dream.
I can't remember the dreams. I know I've had recurring dreams, but I can't remember them. I don't know.
Isn't that the worst when you have such a good dream and you can't?
Yes.
Oh, and you're like, that was such a good one, and then you can't remember anything.
Or some dreams where you just have them and you're like, oh man, I had this cool thing in it. I wish I had it now. But
Like
you
what?
don't. I don't know what, but I remember I had some few dreams where it's either like, damn, I wish I had that right now for real. And you wake up like, oh my, or it was so real and you're like, and you second guess, like, did that really happen?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Those dreams kind of are,
I've had dreams like that, but it's not necessarily having a thing. It's like having an ability. And
Okay.
my 2 things, number 1, obviously flying.
okay. Yeah.
In my best dreams, I have the ability to just like, I need to run away or I just want to fly, and I can fucking fly.
Yeah.
I can just jump off and like float up. And then sometimes it's like limited, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm just floating above the ground barely. And I'm like, I can't really do it. I need to go higher, but I can't, Anyway, those dreams are great. I love when I'm flying.
Okay.
And then another dream that and this is, it's not recurring because it's never the same, but like the amount of times that I've dreamt that I can finally dunk a basketball.
Yeah, but that's
Dude.
something we all want to do. I want to do that
It
too.
would make my life. You don't understand. I've wanted to dunk a basketball for so long, and I never will be able to.
Yeah, you can just buy a kid's basketball net.
Oh, I've done that.
So you can
Because the
dunk.
thing is,
It's not the same.
I'm not short, but I'm not tall.
Yeah.
I'm like 5'10", 5'11", And so I can like, when I was like really young and like extra jumpy, I could like jump and like touch the rim with like a finger. I could get a finger over the rim.
Yeah.
Which is, I could
That's pretty
dunk
good.
my
I can't do
finger.
that. Yeah.
But you can't get, you need to be able to hold the bat. And so in these dreams, it's always the same. It's like I realized what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, now I can dunk. I was just jumping the wrong way.
Yeah, like when you're like doing the stuff that you wish you can and you do it in the dream, it's just like you get the feeling of like achieving it.
Yeah.
But you're not really achieving it. It's just it's some
But to
sort
me,
of achievement.
Those dreams feel real. That feels like, oh, I'm good. I can finally fucking dunk. And I'm not just like grazing over.
You're just dunking.
I'm literally like my head is above the rim
You're
and I'm floating and I'm slamming
you're
it.
Michael Jordan.
I'm yakking them.
Yak 'em.
Yak them.
That's cool.
Those are sick dreams.
Yeah, I don't know. I really can't. I'm really bad at remembering dreams, either from nightmares like that, or it's like once after like a few days, I'll forget about everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, a dream, it's like an ice cube. It's there, and then the second you hold it, it's just melting away. And
It's just more the deja vu's that happens, like, and just like, did I do this? It's like, or I saw that, and I have that.
You have the deja vu in your dream, or you have the deja vu in real life that you're like,
That I thought I dreamt, and then I haven't happened in real life.
whoa.
Yeah, but I can't put my finger on it. But that kind of happens, and I'm subconscious. I'm like, wait a second. I've seen this
So are you
scenario happen or something.
right? Okay, so you're saying you have deja vu quite often,
Yes.
and you're like,
Maybe I'm just too ahead of the game.
did this happen in a dream?
Yeah,
Or-
I'm just questioning like, did I see this somewhere? Because this feels very familiar right now.
yeah.
So, but
I mean, I've had deja vu as well, and it's the weirdest thing, right?
Yeah.
It must be linked for sure to dreaming. It must be the subconscious, like it's skipping a beat, or it's replaying, or it's like everything is happening in the moment, right? And in the moment, it feels like this has already happened. It's happening right now, but it's already happened.
yeah,
I think it's just your brain receiving the information and somehow telling you, like, you've done this before, exactly this.
it's interesting. Just
knows?
that whole side of like looking into the brain and like what it does subconsciously or in dreams.
Oh, it's fascinating.
I wish
Now-
I could like teleport myself into those dreams and then just like connect somehow, like plug it, and then you could just go through it.
I have two questions for you.
Yes.
And I'll start with the first one,
Okay.
obviously.
Oh shit.
I'm not going to start with the second. I'll start with the first.
Yes. First,
Have you ever lucid dreamed or lucid dreamt?
like,
Do you know what that is?
yeah, like it's like for real. No,
Well,
like it just feels like the dream is real.
so no, a lucid. Well, okay.
No,
so,
it's just vivid. It's no, it's not like a vivid.
okay. So you don't know what a lucid dream is. A lucid dream is
I'm ignorant.
you're learning, as we all are. A lucid dream is when the dream feels very real. You're right, but then you also suddenly realize that you are dreaming. You're like, oh, I'm in a dream right now. I can see everything, and I'm aware that I'm dreaming, and you don't wake up right away.
I think it happened, but I just can't remember any. I think it for sure has to happen at least, or
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times.
yeah. But I can't give you any examples. I can't. I know it has happened. So I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I can kind of like control
Yeah.
the game.
Doesn't that feel good?
kind of terrifying too.
Oh, why? What are you doing in your dreams that are terrifying?
I don't know. Like I don't know. It could be scary because it's like, what if it's real? And then you wake up like, oh my god, something happened. I murdered somebody.
Are you murdering people in your dreams?
I haven't had.
I've
murder
killed
dreams.
people in my dreams
Have I
for
killed-
sure.
I've fought people. I haven't murdered.
I've murdered people. I've done terrible things in
Jesus.
my dream. Oh, for sure.
Serial killer.
Who the fuck hasn't murdered someone in their dream? Come on.
I can't remember any. That's the thing.
I'm sure you've killed. Yeah, you got bodies in your head for sure.
You're in my head. Kill you.
Maybe I'm in a dream right now.
But yeah, I've had lucid dreams, but not any I can talk about, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember any specific either. All I know is that usually the moment I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a dream. And then
wake up.
I wake up because
Yes, that's usually the case,
I get
right?
super
Yeah.
excited, right? I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit, here
yeah,
we,
yeah.
and then no,
And then it doesn't work because then you try to fall back asleep and get back into it.
Yeah.
I think that happened once where I got back into it, but I just repeated the dream.
oh,
Like,
that's kind of cool.
It's like Freddy Krueger. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Just repeating.
Just repeating, and it's like, oh my god.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had lucid dreams.
I remember I was like really interested in lucid dreaming for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like looking it up and like, how can you lucid dream? And I started like, oh, you have to think about this before and you have to like meditate and you have to like, I really tried to do things and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's like you Google it's like how to react or like how to live through your dreams kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really
I've
worked.
done.
Okay,
I've
so
done
that's
that.
question
I've
number one.
Googled that.
Question number two.
Okay.
Have you ever had a wet dream?
Of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I'm a guy. I think everybody has that. I think
Let's define wet dream.
in my dreams, I'm just having sex.
Okay, so to me, that's not a wet dream.
That's a dream?
That's a dream where you're having sex. To me, a wet dream is the movie classic of a wet dream where you're having sex in your dream,
Okay.
and then in real life, you're jizzing in your pants in the bed. I don't know.
That's your wet dream?
No, to me, no.
What?
To me, a wet dream is a wet dream if
If
in real life there is a reaction. You know?
yes, I've had that.
Okay.
Where I was like doing stuff and then I wake up I'm like, oh my god, I made a mess. And it's like,
Oh,
It's
I've
like-
made a mess of my pants.
no, but it's literally that. It's just like what the fuck? Hey,
Okay,
man,
because I don't think I've ever. I've
can't
ever-
control my little man.
That's great. I wish that had happened to me.
But yeah, I've had that. I'm comfortable in saying that has happened where I just jizz my pants.
That's cool.
It hasn't happened in a long time. I think it was like when I was way younger. I think it was just like my I was in control, not in control of my penis. At his own brain.
Of course.
It was just like, man.
Okay, so do you remember what was happening in that dream?
I can't remember. I know that I woke up and was like, why am I talking so low?
You sure you don't remember?
No, I do not remember. I remember that I just woke up and it was a mess. It was like,
Oh, wow.
It was
Jesus
like, what the
Christ.
hell? Hey man, I was
More
young.
so than usual.
I
This was like
I was young, man.
this have been a good dream.
Probably. I don't know.
I mean,
You never know with these dreams. Like maybe
you
it was
never
just like having sex with a fucking squid or something. I don't know.
it could have been. Maybe that's your kink.
Oh my god, yeah.
Maybe that's what you're into.
There's a thing with Japanese porn that has that, right? Like weird.
Oh, like hentai?
Is that what
Tentacle
it is?
porn?
You seem to know a lot about wet dreams and dreams in general. So, and you know a lot about porn.
Yeah, who doesn't know a lot about porn? I don't
Well,
know.
I didn't know the term of kentai.
Hentai? You know what hentai is.
Oh,
Come on.
I heard you said kentai.
Grow up. You're,
It's
you're
true,
not
yes.
you're not some innocent child over here, Johnny. Oh, I've never heard of this Japanese pornography.
My ears.
You have my virgin ears.
Yes. That thing is weird, but it's not my thing.
I've had. I don't think I've had wet dreams because to me, I've had lots of sexual dreams, but I've never had like. I don't think I've had the full completion in real life in real time.
Yeah, I've had the completion, but also like those sex dreams, like you
That
said.
sounds
But it's
great.
always like, and sometimes you're like, who the hell are these persons? Like they don't exist.
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, it's
yeah, I've had very weird sex dreams.
like examples.
I don't know.
I
I don't know. If
I just
wanna
know
talk about that.
I've finished in my pants, waking up. That's pretty much it.
That's cool. I mean, you know,
Is
you had
that
a good dream?
Well, it's like, I don't know. Like I wish I was like able to film myself and seeing if I was like there's has to be something happening or just so much.
Oh no, it's your brain. That's like you know, you've heard of like tantric sex and all like
Shit, I'm a tantric
things
god.
where like you don't
you can't
it's the
control.
mind, right?
Yeah.
So if realistically you could have an orgasm
Yeah.
just by thinking about it, right? If you could control your brain, you could just
let's
like
try.
like that. Right? And that's like I've hypnotized you, and when I click my fingers, you will come, Johnny.
No, I need to pee though.
Maybe you're dreaming.
Maybe this is all a dream.
Maybe this is all a dream. I find that like most dreams that I have where it's like, it's kind of like the lucid dreaming. The sex thing is kind of like, it happens and it's so short and it's like, oh my God, yeah, great. And then it's like over and it's never satisfying, obviously. And it's not like.
Yeah, it's always like, oh, it always ends like, dee, 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 I gotta go to work.
Yeah, or it's just like, why was I with, or like.
Yeah, what does that mean? Talk about dreams. In my sleep, I do talk.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've had partners say that I talk in my dreams.
Ugh. The worst.
But
I would
like,
kill you. Misophonia.
Like actually talking back, but falling asleep. Like,
so you're talking to me, like
let's say you're sleeping.
I'm your partner.
Yeah, my partner.
We've both fallen asleep. We've both fallen asleep.
Yes.
We're sleeping real well.
And then I would be like talking, but I would be answering you back.
And I'm like,
you're like, what are you saying? And then the next morning you'll be like, yo,
you were
Johnny, you've been talking to me and you were answering me back. It's weird, no?
So you're like having a conversation with me, even though I'm not saying anything to you.
Yeah. No, you're talking to me, but I'm fully talking, but in my sleep.
Oh, are you actually answering the right
I'm
thing?
answering things.
You're like, yeah, I'm just dreaming.
Or no, I think it was like random. I would answer random things.
Okay,
too.
yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking in like Latin.
Jordan, are you asleep? Why are you? And you're like,
yeah,
the pickles are in the fridge.
Yeah, some random stuff.
The pickles
like
are in the fridge. They're cold.
I've had that happen quite a few times, and also like another thing was like once I woke up and I was screaming, and I was up. I was like, oh my God, like literally like screaming like it was somebody was getting murdered. That happened too.
Oh shit.
And it's like, and then I snapped back. I was like, what the fuck? I went back to bed.
Well, it might have.
But then my partner was like fucking terrified. It's like, what the fuck?
Do you talk often in your sleep?
No, not well. I don't know. Like, I should.
That kind of sounds like almost like sleepwalking a little bit. You know, you're like awake but asleep.
Yeah, my daughter kind of sleepwalks.
Oh,
yes.
You've caught her? Or you found her?
Well, me and her mother have both.
Oh shit!
So just walk and then just like,
what does she do?
Just walk.
And then if you like talk to her,
she's not there.
Okay.
And I would just put her back to bed.
It's
scary because
it's weird. I watch
creepy,
right?
Paranormal Activity, and then
you're like,
it's like
also like
and like its child is like fuck,
and you're she's like small and like black hair and like it's like The Grudge or like The Ring.
The Ring, and you're like, oh my God,
it's terrifying.
She used to wake up sometimes. It's just in the middle of sleep and just like come and wake me up, but just like I would just like open my eyes and she would be there because I wouldn't hear. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just like let's say you're sleeping and then she'll just be standing there. And then and then it's super dark. I'm like, what the hell?
Fuck that shit. That's terrifying.
That's what it is having a child.
Oh my God.
It's terrifying.
Kids are scary.
No, they're fun. But yeah, I've had the instance of me.
I wonder if that runs in the family kind of thing, you know?
I don't know. Maybe I just talk a lot. I just want to talk in my sleep. Johnny wouldn't shut up. I'm just talking. I'm podcasting at night. Hey man, it's like my dreams. I just saw this thing and there was like tentacles and like the door was knocked. I was like, what? But every time I would talk, I think it was just random things.
Yeah, probably.
But it's still scary. But I don't think it happens now. Or maybe it does, and I'm just talking by myself at night.
Yeah, because you're alone.
I'm alone.
Maybe you talk so fucking much in your sleep that the demon that lives under your bed, like one is like, I've had enough of this fucking guy and just grabs your feet to shut you the fuck up.
Maybe.
Weird Feelings returns after this. I think it's time to get to the movie review.
The movie, Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Perfect.
Not my inch.
Don't give anything away too soon. Here's Dennis.
Hi, guys. I got your next movie for you. Hedwig.
Back again for another Criterion special. This time it's Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Never heard of this film. The cover is someone who might be in drag singing. So there might be some karaoke, some drag, some kind of got Rocky Horror Picture Show vibes from that picture, at least. Directed by John Cameron Mitchell. And the biggest shift for us is that we're now in the 21st century, 2001, starring John Cameron Mitchell, so directed and starring, and then Andrea Martin and Michael Pitt. I don't know these actors. I don't know anything. Here we go. See ya.
I'm the new Berlin Wall. You don't put a bra in a dryer. Hedwig!
Can two people actually become one?
Intrigue. Suddenly I'm this punk rock star.
All right, I just wrapped up Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Very good movie. I really like the intro with the motion graphics in the title scene. Very good story, very good narrative. And then the little bit of animation that was cut in between and how the story is told of Hedwig. Really good. I give it a 7 on 10. But overall, enjoyed it. Didn't know what to expect. Yes.
So let's give a little synopsis here.
It's a story about a genderqueer person that's in a band and started musician. And I guess it's like their rose to fame, or looking at their life. It's like how they grew up until what is happening now with them.
Yeah, it's like a
Classic like movie of like
a classic movie. I don't know if I would define this movie as a classic movie.
no, but it's a cult classic though.
Yeah, of course. It was a really good film.
Criterion
But,
Collection available at Lopez.
But so it starts off with like there's this band playing in a restaurant, right? It's really funny actually because they're playing around.
They're like a gig band in like random restaurants.
Yeah, and like often they're like right in front of the buffet, the salad buffet, and like I don't know.
But wait, you skipped the whole intro.
Okay, sorry. Go for
The whole motion graphics intro that
Oh, that's true.
was really cool. Like the title screen.
That was one of my notes. I like the motion title graphics.
But yes, back to the restaurant. So they're a band that's touring, but they're touring following a bigger name, kind of
Yeah.
like in the shadow of this bigger band.
So Hedwig, the main character, as you said, is a genderqueer character. Is the front run? What do you call that again? The front runner?
No, the front.
The front men?
Well, the front man, but like the lead singer.
The lead singer,
Lead singer.
of the band. There's a guitarist or a couple guitarists. There's like a bassist. You know, the classic
full band.
full band. Yeah, and they're chasing this bigger name, and they're always playing in a restaurant or a bar or an outdoor.
It's kind of sad. It's like they're playing like they're not venues, they're restaurants.
but that are always literally right next to the concert hall.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the big stadium that the bigger artist is playing in.
yeah.
So that's like the main kind of thing that's going on. And then every now and then you're cutting like through Hedwig's songs, they're like describing, you'll get a cutback or a flashback to their life as a kid and how they grew up in like East German. Was that like in Berlin, right?
Yeah, in Berlin, yes.
So they were around at the time when the wall was still up,
Yeah.
and they have this strict mother, and lacking a father. Well, they had a father.
The
Was
military. But the thing is, like, so the story
It's very-
is based on the director's, kind of like based on a person that he acquainted or somebody that was in his life through like the babysitter, right? That was like what I read online. It's like the story is loosely based on his babysitter that he had as a child,
Yeah,
or they had
who was, I believe, from
a military base
yes,
and was moonlighted as a prostitute
at the same time.
at the same time. So it's loosely based on that. And then
Was Hedwig a prostitute in the film? I don't think so.
towards the end, though,
Yeah.
where we see like I think there was like a decline in their career,
Right,
and they had to go and become a prostitute.
that's true.
But then they met or they re-met their partner or the loved one that they were chasing.
It seems really complicated when you're trying to describe it.
But it's like musical. You see Hedwig's life through different. There's like animation and the singing. The singing tells a story too.
Yeah.
Like the music tells a story.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix. It's like musical.
And there are, like you said, there are animations that cut in every now and then.
Yeah.
Like very basic 2D kind of stuff, or like cut out paper. It's cool. It's really definitely like an art house kind of, indie classic film.
Yeah. Came in 2001.
So we're finally, thank you, Dennis. We're finally out of the 70s. Not that I hated it. I actually enjoyed all those films, but we're moving into the 21st century.
Yeah.
And it was a good one. I really enjoyed it.
I really personally enjoyed it too. Like I like the storytelling. I thought that was on point. I really enjoyed the motion graphics in the beginning, and the music was good too. Like it was. Oh, I really like the art direction on the sets.
Yep.
Like that shot where they're with all the wigs in the room.
Yeah, the set design and like props and all that stuff on point. So,
Like it had like this grit to it too, because it felt like very indie, right? So
yeah, it's almost like it for a 2001 film. It looked maybe almost like we were still in the 70s,
yeah.
but not, which was cool. And what else?
But it's like a back and forth. So it's like what's happening in real time. It's them touring and following or chasing the other band, and then cuts back to like Hedwig's like as a child, like back in Berlin, and then it follows like their love lives or like how they, how they were like finding themselves a bit more.
Actually, it's really good storytelling because you have this starting point, right? The beginning, and you quickly find out, all right, this artist is following this other big artist.
Yeah.
You don't know why, you don't know who the other artist is, right? But you're just seeing that story evolve. And then, so that's the A to B, right? And then and as you get to A to B, you're cutting back to how we got to A, right? So you go back to as a kid, and then, they're discovering their sexuality, and then this happens, and then they meet this person, and then they meet this famous other artist, and then their relationship with them leading up to the point where they would have been at A, where they're following this artist, but now we're at this point, we're already at B. We're at the end of the story, and it's all culminated into this conclusion.
It's like a classic like love story of somebody that you love, and now they outgrow you and they forgot about you, kind of thing, or you felt betrayed.
Yeah,
there's like betrayal in it.
I would also say if you want to call this a love story, I would call this also a story about self-love.
Yeah, self-discovery, or
and learning to love yourself, who you are, how you are.
Like without telling the ending, that they do kind of discover themselves at the end, or don't love themselves fully at the end. Kinda.
Well, I think if we're going to talk about the movie, we've been
spoiling.
If you're worried about spoilers at this point, like we're not trying to hide, we're actually trying to talk about a movie.
Yeah.
So I think it's all good.
Yeah, it's true. I totally forgot.
I'm very curious. Hopefully some of y'all have watched this one. I'd love to know what you guys think. Leave a comment.
Yeah, let us know. Let's look at our notes.
Can I just read through them like I did last time without adding anything to them, and then I'll comment. So this is what I wrote. All right, Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I like the titles. I knew it was drag, lol. Reminds me of David Duchovny in Twin Peaks in drag. Mixing of gender norms. Animation mixed in.
Okay.
Child molestation.
Yes.
I liked the origin of love song.
Okay.
Nazis again. Who says we've had
there was
Nazis before?
It's true, yeah.
Dick character with eyes, lol.
Oh, yes. I do remember that.
The moment the title makes sense. Ha ha ha. Botched dick removal. And then David Bowie. And then I stopped taking notes.
All right. I'll want me to read mine.
Yeah.
Cool motion graphic intro.
Mm-hmm.
Music was cool. Nice set art direction.
Mm-hmm.
Playing in restaurants, kind of sad. Trans topic.
Mm-hmm.
Finding our other half discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? Like finding more. I think it was more about like finding your loved one.
Right.
Gummy bears were huge.
Very true. And very squishy.
and really like the storytelling mixed with music.
Yeah.
And back to the gummy bears, though. That was weird.
That's what you want to talk about.
No, it was just like, why were the gummy bears so big?
And they were eating, they had so many of them in their mouth.
And the weird close-up in the mouth,
Yeah.
like you would, with misophonia,
yeah, that would,
you
that
would,
piss me the
you
fuck
probably
off.
hated that scene where it's just like, I hate it too, because it was like, we didn't need a close-up of somebody eating a giant gummy bear.
But almost very poetically, you know, when the guy, you know, if you haven't watched it, this is
The
super out
sugar
of
daddy?
context, but
The sugar
basically
daddy.
the sugar daddy character
Yeah,
comes out of
speaks-
nowhere.
Yeah.
And he hands this East, you know, Berlin person who hasn't, you know, not used to all these like better things, hands him these gummy bears, and they start eating them. And there's this like sexual tension that goes on between them. And in the bag of gummy bears, they're looking at the gummy bears, and all the gummies, you know, they're all squished up against each other. So it's like, you know, like talking about the representation of the faces of the gummies, about what he wants to do to them. And then like the steam in the gummy bear bag starts like steaming up. He's like, and he's describing poetically, you know, like the what's happening between them through this
Yeah.
like little silly bag of gummy bears.
That character was interesting because it was weird. It's like the lover or the sugar daddy kind of thing, but also problematic too. Like he
Very
was like
problematic,
very manipulative,
predatory.
predatory. Exactly. Had a really deep voice, like Marvin Gaye-ish voice kind of thing.
Hey, baby, you want to have some gummy bears?
Yeah, it was. But yeah, that scene was pretty cool. Or well, not cool.
It was interesting.
It was just interesting.
And you know, the first thing that we reviewed on this, right, was Bo's Inside, right?
Yeah.
And which is technically a musical, and we both said we don't like musicals, right?
Yeah.
And in some weird way, I think I'm noticing this is a musical that we both really enjoy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But it's different. The other one had like a.
I know they're very different, but
Different.
like in general, you know, we don't
Yeah.
usually like musicals.
Yeah, I
and
don't like musical.
like that the main song. What was it called again? The
Angry Inch.
So that's one of the good ones. But because I said in my notes, I like the origin of love song.
Oh, that was the original one?
The origin of song. So that's
Yeah.
like maybe the third or song where you see a bit of the animation, and it's like,
Oh,
so
yes,
first
yes,
there
yes.
was, so there's like the moon,
Yeah.
the sun, and earth, I guess. And each one of those are represented by like characters that are like two people
Yes.
that are like connected, like literally stuck together.
Yeah.
You know, and they each have different parts, and both parts, and like, and then you know, and the gods like were angry and they wanted to kill the humans, so they smashed them and they killed them, and it like tore these people apart.
Yeah.
And so instead of being two, they were one. And then so instead of having both parts, they only had one part. It's all basically, this film is like just chock full of like metaphors.
Yeah,
and-
metaphors of the main character, right?
Yeah, and how they're struggling with their identity and their or maybe they're not struggling, but they're figuring it out because they feel a bit of both, a bit of male, female, in between everything, right?
Yeah. I think that's why I liked it, because there was like a mix of like the artful like animation that like I would used to see maybe on the website of the NFB type of style of animation.
Yep.
Mixed between like a really good storytelling, but also like the music was good because the music was part of the story, and they were singing whatever was happening in the moment of their lives or the specific scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that whole like that big blend made it work really well.
That's a good point of distinction. Like often I'll feel like a musical is stories progressing, woo, and then the entire story pauses just so they can sing about something and without progressing the story. But this one is like, the story is just like, you're finding out so much new information while the song is playing out because they're cutting back.
Yeah.
And they're showing animation and all this stuff. So that's probably why.
But I think why it worked because they were a band touring in these venues, so it felt like
that's a good point too.
they were like, it was part of the scene. It's like, oh, they're now in
that's
like Missouri and they're performing this song at this venue, but we know about what happened before that. But it just felt like part of the story, not just like
That's
I'm
true.
going to the market and the market is full of flowers. And it's
That's a
not
good
that,
point.
It's not that type of music.
Yeah, they're literally a musical act.
Yeah.
It makes sense for them to sing. That's another good point. I didn't even think about that for some reason.
But
Good
yeah,
point.
that's why I don't like that other musicals. Like
Also, I found like like I said, David Bowie, I found that was, kind of, David Bowie's a little androgynous, a little
Yeah.
like along the lines. And I just found that sometimes the songs and the way that that Hedwig would speak was kind of in that very like
influence, I guess, or inspired.
yeah,
Right,
and
yeah.
like kind of British and like, yes, babe, and like very poetic, and I would talk to you like this. I don't know if that's what they sound
No,
like.
but I think there is a lot of influence from that
Mm-hmm.
music or that era with Bowie.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
great recommendation. I thought it was the moment where, and again, this is from my notes, but like the moment where, because they hear the title, right? Hedwig
Yeah.
and the Angry Inch. I have no idea what that means. Hedwig, I think of fucking Hedwig from Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. And then so you're watching the movie and they're playing songs, and then the song about the Angry Inch,
Yeah.
they play that one, and you're like, oh, that's why it's called.
Yeah. You shall discover by watching it.
All right, watch the film, but the Angry Inch is a metaphor
But
for.
another thing that I felt like watching was like, you've seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, of course.
Great movie. I had that same kind of like feeling in the storytelling, or I guess maybe the animation kind of helps, but it felt like precursor of Scott Pilgrim kind of
Interesting. Yeah, the mix of like the band playing the music with the animation, and like it's about love, and like, yeah, I can see that for
thing.
sure.
At some point, we're just watching the movie to watch it and not really dig deeper.
Yeah.
Or we're watching it and taking notes or looking at it technically.
Yeah.
So I think like moving forward, maybe we'll try to change the way we like review these things or watch it. Or you guys let us know what you think,
Yeah, do you
how
like
we should approach it, or if you like our approach.
Yeah, do you like what we're doing? Do you want us to get more critical of the production, of like the technical details? Do you want us to dive in more to like the story and talk about that kind of thing? I don't know. Let us know what you
Yeah.
think.
It's just kind of forcing us to watch movies that we're not used to, or just movies that we haven't seen.
It's
and
so much
going
fun.
in blind. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I think not having trailers should be moving forward a thing.
Delete all trailers from the world.
Yeah. We want to rate it. Do you want to rate it now?
Let's do it. All right, let's do it.
On the scale of 1 to
on-
10 wigs,
0 to 10 inches.
0 to 10 inches.
Where do you put it?
I would give this a 9 to me.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
A
yeah,
big 9-incher? All right.
a
I'm
9
gonna.
inch or a full 9 inch.
Wow. Okay.
9 inch
okay.
nails.
I will give this one. Let me think about this, because I want to think for the future. When I have to give an actual, we're talking real high up here. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I can't go full 9 because that's real high for me, but 8.5 is very good.
It's a movie I would recommend to people to watch, and I would probably watch it again with a friend.
Yeah, would totally watch again.
So-
It's fun. It's silly, but it's also like very honest and very truthful.
Yeah.
It's really funny too sometimes. Like,
Yeah,
Good film.
yeah, really good.
Thanks,
So,
Dennis. What another
Yeah. So
great
Hedwig and
recommendation.
the Angry Inch. If you
Check
haven't
it
seen
out.
check it
at
out.
Lopez.
Available at Lopez on DVD.
Buy now.
Buy now.
Check out the store. Say hi to the guys.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
What did we start with today? We went from night terrors.
We went from launching our podcast into night terrors,
terrors.
into wet dreams,
into fecal matter.
into dreams,
To dream.
into shitting yourselves,
Man.
right into coming in your pants when you're sleeping, into
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
angry nubs of a
Nubs.
dick.
Yes. This was fun today. Today was cool.
Great pod.
A very fun day.
What another
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following us. Engage with us. We want to hear from you, but we enjoy doing these. Let us know if we should Maybe you have movies that you'd like us to review. Give us some titles.
What do we need to refer to our viewers as? Like, they can't just be viewers. They got to be like. So we got to give them a name.
The weird feelers.
That doesn't work. You can't do that. All right, we gotta
The weirdos.
The weirdos. Hey, hey weirdos! Welcome to the pod.
Hey, weirdo. Oh, man.
I don't know. We'll think of something.
You tell us what you want to be.
Yeah.
called.
What do you all want to be called? It's your choice.
Weirdos.
I feel like we need a sign off saying too.
We didn't do any.
We didn't have done any
Chants.
songs or chants today.
And the movie,
It's all about singing.
and it died. Our camera died.
Our cover died, but we're still going.
So the song is
Da-na-na-na-na.
"The Weirder You Are." The weirder you are.
The weirder you are.
The weirder you are. Yeah.
The weirder you are. The weirder you are. The weirder you are. The weirder you are. You're gonna get weird. You're gonna get weird. You're feeling weird feelings in your body. You're feeling big. You're feeling small. You shit your pants in the stall.
And that's it.
And that's
it's a
it.
wrap.
It's a wrap. If you're still listening,
Make us
you're
an
at the end of
animation.
and you're right now. It's the end screen. Someone animate this for us, all right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Bye.